Hey guys, so hopefully y'all can hear me through this damn noise. The tires on the pavement when it's driving, it sounds real loud. So I don't know. I had to probably listen to it. If it's real bad, I'll delete the video and then I'll edit the video. But the craziest shit happened earlier today. The devil, man, the devil be busy all the fucking time. It's crazy. I gotta watch my cursing. I'm sorry. So I went to go pick up the rental. That's what I'm in right now. I'm in a Corolla, Toyota Corolla. So I get to my house. I'm backing the car inside, and my daughter comes out. She wanted to go to the store, whatever, the store in the area. So I backed in the driveway, and I had came out to close the fence. So she had already started walking down the block to the store. I see this dude. He has on a gray hoodie and Spanish looking dude. I couldn't tell if he was white or Spanish from far away, but I eventually realized he was Spanish. So my daughter walks by. She's already like maybe, I don't know, about 10 feet away from me. And he's coming towards her, which is coming towards me, like facing me while she's facing the other way. So he passes her, looks at her, and then he walks past, well, she walks past him, and then he kind of like turns around abruptly and started walking a little bit behind her. But then I was out the fence by then, and for some reason he kind of like turned around real fast, like the direction he was originally walking in, and he looks towards my way. So I don't know if he like kind of was in shock that I was like right by the fence. So I heard him say something like, oh, or ooh. So I didn't know if he was saying ooh, like, ooh, she look good, or ooh, I didn't know there was two people or something. He just did like a weird gesture when he said ooh, and it was loud enough for me to hear, because he was about a quarter block away when all this happened. So we from up north, we call a block a road. So if you want to think about a block, he's about a quarter block away, and my daughter was headed towards the corner, which is about a half a block away. So my daughter walks pretty fast. So by the time all this happened, he looked at me right fast, and he was like, oh, or ooh, or something like that. He still turned right back around, and he's walking like real close behind my daughter. So I was like, that's kind of sus. So I'm kind of thinking to myself, my instinct, my survival instinct kicks in, like, let me continue to observe what's going on. So by then my daughter had already kind of had some space between him and her. But he still continues to walk towards the corner while she's walking, right? So I was like, I ain't really feeling this dude, because it's in the morning time. It ain't really nobody outside. And then he kept turning around, and I didn't know if he was like turning around to see what I was doing. So he kind of like stopped right when he got to the corner and turns right back around and starts staring at me. So me and him, I'm by the fence, and me and him just staring at each other, like, he's kind of far away still. So I was still getting this weird feeling. So I called my daughter. I said, yo, this dude look like he up to no good. I'm gonna have to walk down there, because I don't know if he's trying to wait for you to get out the store. So she was like, yeah, I felt some type of way when he walked past me and then turned right back around. So I was like, all right, well, I'm out here. I'm watching him. The only thing is, I didn't have no weapon on me at the time, because everything was in the rental, like in the car. So I was like, I was kind of nervous to take my eye off of him and run back in the car, because the car's already in the driveway. So I was like, do I run back in there, or do I keep watching him? So I stayed for a few minutes, kept watching him, and he was walking back and forth, like just kind of like pacing a little bit. So then I went right quick, maybe about a minute, grabbed the stuff that was in my car, and then I head back out. So I don't really see him no more. So I was like, where the dude went? So I started walking and walking, because I still was going to go make sure my daughter was good. I walked halfway to the block. I see this white van. The shit looked like real old, but like it looked like the Grapist van. Those type of vans or whatever. And I'm looking for the license plate because I put my I start recording. I put my video on, so I'm recording. Okay, no, what made me start recording the van was I saw him by the van, so I immediately put my video recording on. But he saw me coming, and he does an about face, so I can only see the back of his head. So his head is in the van, not by the front, but by the part where the passengers will go in. He's just standing there with the door open, in between, like crouched in between. He's not crouched, but he's like squeezed in between, and he's like bending his head down as if to hide. So I'm like, yo, this dude acting really weird. So I get closer and I got him on video, but I'm looking for the license plate because I'm recording the van. It's a white van, and the license plate is all bent up, like covered up, like intentionally covered up. So I get closer to the van and I was like, yo, I said, yo, this your van? And he looked up and he was like, no, ma'am. I mean, he goes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, why? I said, I don't like how you following my daughter. And he was like, I wasn't following your daughter. I said, yes, you was. I watched you the whole time. He said, I wasn't following your daughter. I'm not into little girls. I said, how you know my daughter's a little girl? How you know? I ain't tell you what her age was. He was like, I'm 44 years old. That's how I knew he was Spanish, because I could tell by his voice and the way he looked. He was some type of Hispanic. I don't know if he's Puerto Rican, Dominican. That's mostly what live in my area. Then again, he probably wasn't from the area. I don't know. He was like, I'm not into little girls. I said, I ain't tell you her age, so what was you talking about? He was like, I'm 44. I said, okay, I'm 50. He was like, anybody younger than that is a little girl to me. I said, well, it's mighty funny you don't got no license plate on this van. And he goes, oh, yeah, it's on there, it's on there. So I took the phone back and I'm putting the recorder on. I was like, I don't see it. Where? He was like, oh, I bent it up. Mind you, there's another dude sitting in the front seat. He looked, I won't say they really look like drug addicts. They just look kind of bummy. You know what I'm saying? It looked like they could be probably potentially use drugs. That area does have a drug, you know, drug paraphernalia and all that stuff in that particular area. So I wouldn't put it past them. Maybe they were trying to buy drugs. But I was thinking either when he saw my daughter, she had her pocketbook on her, and he kind of looked like, he had that look like opportunist. So I don't know if he probably saw her pocketbook and was like, I'm gonna snatch that bag or snatch her. But whatever it was, my spider senses went up, like he up to no good. So now mind you, I'm not talking to him calm. I'm ready to fuck this nigga up. Like, oh, I said I was gonna be nice. Okay. So I was not talking to him calmly. I was like, so I took, while he's talking, I seen the guy in the front fidgeting. And he's kind of like trying to hide his face because he sees that I'm recording. So I took the camera right to the passenger window to let the, you know, so that the footage could see his face too. So he starts saying, I ain't following your daughter. I ain't following your daughter. I said, I ain't never seen you in this neighborhood. Now, at this point, I'm sounding like a Karen. I was like, I ain't never seen you in this neighborhood. But you tell her, he goes, no, I was just pacing. I was just pacing. I was just pacing. But he never said, like, what he was pacing for. So I come across the street. About then, my daughter gets out the store. This black guy, this black dude, I know him from the block. So I don't really know him. I don't know his name or nothing. I just know, you know how you see people in the neighborhood, you know who lives there. So I was like, yo, he goes, what's up? I said, this dude, he was like, everything all right? I said, this dude was following my daughter. He didn't know that I seen him. And then the man that was at the van, he comes across the street and he goes, what's the problem? What's the problem? And the black guy was like, yo, what's up? Yo, what's up? What's going on? And the Spanish guy was like, nah, she said I was following her daughter. I wasn't following her daughter. And he was like, the black guy was like, oh, so you wasn't following them? He was like, nah, I wasn't following them. I was just pacing. And then he was like, well, you better just apologize to them then. Apologize. And the dude was like, ma'am, I'm so sorry if you thought I was trying to follow your daughter. I wasn't trying to follow your daughter, okay? I said, okay, so why your van covered up like that? And he was like, oh, I just don't like to pay my tolls. And, you know, when I go by the bridges, I don't like to pay the tolls. I said, see, so you already explaining that you really be doing some old crazy ass shit. I said, I ain't never seen you in this neighborhood. And the fact that you all of a sudden parked on this corner, I was like, yeah, you making yourself look. I said, just know I got your picture. I got your face now. I got your face. And then I walked off and I was just mumbling shit to myself like, can't even be safe on your own fucking neighborhood. I was just talking shit at that point. But I was mad at that point because it's just the devil is just always lurking. So really, I don't know what that man was trying to do. I really don't. Me and my daughter was speculating. Like, we had so many different things all leading up to no good. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always going to be petty criminals in urban areas and stuff like that, and just in general, right? But the fact that you always got to be worrying about your kids and worrying about yourself, especially as a woman. And I was like, the way he was set up between the door of his van, what if she was coming out by herself? And you know, I don't know, I forgot the name, chlorophyll or something. No, not chlorophyll. I forgot the name of that stuff that they put on people's mouth and it makes you fall out. She could have been coming out the store, whatever, you know, just nobody would have seen. When you get grabbed that quickly and you pass out, nobody's going to see you, really. But, and even if somebody see you, they're going to follow a van, you know what I'm saying, with no license plate. How far, you know, that person could just disappear. But I like the fact that my daughter peeped it. Like, I didn't have to tell her, hey, did you see that man? Because she already told me. She was like, I don't like the way that man was kind of acting. So I don't know if he was trying to grab her pocketbook, or if he was just waiting on a drug fix. He didn't give me, I've been around drug addicts all my life. Like, I've worked with them, I have lived around them. He didn't give me the feeling of an addict. He didn't have like that, you know how addicts have that gotta get a fix right now kind of look. If he was on drugs, he definitely didn't give me the addict feel. He just looked like a regular, not really a thug, but like those type of people that would be into some type of scammy shit. He had on the sweater, it wasn't dirty, it was dingy, and his clothes wasn't, he didn't look like a homeless person. It looked like he had on regular clothes, possibly name brand stuff, I don't know. But he definitely did not look, he looked strong. He looked like he could do some shit. He didn't look broke down. He didn't look drugged up. He looked like he eat 3 square meals a day. His face was clean. And he looked like he could be possibly that type that would grab somebody's kid. But he didn't give me creepy vibes. He just gave me up to no good vibes. It's a big difference. Creepy vibes is a person grabbing you for their own sick fetish. He could have been one of those type of people. They do the work for the main people. Like, they grab the people, they grab the kid or the young girl and send them to somebody, the bigger person. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, I couldn't tell what his game plan was. But whatever it was, I'm glad I was able to peep it before he did any dumb shit. So when we were walking away, I was like, should I call the police on him? Because he already admitted he's hiding his life. So we kind of thought about it. I was like, nah, because now he know where we already live. You know, shit pops off and the police catch him. He catch a case. He might try to come back for revenge. So let's just, you know, no harm, no foul, whatever. And when we went in the house, I went back outside 5 minutes later to pack up the car. I seen his van was gone. So we spooked his ass. He probably would be back. And my daughter was like, if I hadn't called her, she would have told us the corner store man to walk us, like, to come outside with her. Because the corner store, it'd be a bunch of those older Latin men that been working there for like 20-something years and stuff. And they pretty cool with our family. So if anything, they would have made sure she was good. But anyways, I told my brother, so he's going to be either moving in or just stopping by, because he don't live far from he don't have an apartment. He stayed with somebody else. But I told him to, you know, keep checking on her and stuff like that. But it's just kind of crazy how it happened right before I got on the road, because that wasn't really something I wanted to be stressing about, you know, worrying about your kids. But that's what happened. Anyways, yeah, so I'm on my way to this terminal for orientation on Monday. So I'll be driving until tonight, and then I'll probably get a hotel. But I want you to be very aware of your surroundings, especially women. You know, sometimes these creeps, when they see you look kind of have that nice innocent face, they'll be like trying to lurk around you. Sometimes you could just be shopping in a store, not paying no mind, and don't even realize you're being followed. Make sure you always have your phone nearby in case you gotta either take a picture of that person. And even if you're not sure, if your gut, your instinct tell you something is off, whip that phone out and start taking pictures. People be waiting till like they have proof. You don't need proof. Your instincts is your proof. Even if you find out when the cops come that person was not doing anything, at least you'll be rest assured you tried. I ain't saying be on some Karen stuff, but you kind of do. When it comes to your life and your safety, you kind of start policing yourself, because a lot of times these criminals, they know with all the freaking laws that we have, with all these freaking laws, they know civilians don't have survival instincts. They be waiting for the cops to come and save them. By that time, you done chopped up in somebody's basement. But if we didn't have all these laws policing every goddamn body, oh, best believe people will start policing themselves, and criminals will think twice before they start coming on trying to attack people. But the reason why they attack people is because civilians are scared. They scared to go to jail. They scared to protect themselves, because they know they got to answer to all these other folks when they commit an act of violence. They want you to be dumb, deaf, and blind, and wait on the government. And the government don't be caring about you. So, what you rather do? You rather protect yourself and explain it later, or wait for the police and be spooked out and don't do shit. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter's also going to go to self-defense classes, but you got to start arming yourself in other ways. Okay, you can't carry a gun all the time. What other ways can you protect yourself? You know what I'm saying? Making sure you pay attention to your surroundings is definitely one of them. I see these girls out here, sometimes they be with their friends or whatever, and they just chit-chatting, laughing it up, and their eyeballs is not looking around. And it just looks like it's so easy to be a target. You know, now it's like you don't want to start being too paranoid, but in a way you do got to be paranoid, because when you look at the instincts of an animal is always paranoid. You make one little noise around a cat, what the cat do? It's gonna jump like, bitch, don't be coming too close to me too fast. Don't be walking too fast on me. You know, cats be like, what's up? What you doing? Don't play with me. Don't play with me. And then the dog, what the dog do? As soon as he hears somebody by the door, woof, ooh, like they just be ready. But humans, you gotta literally be banging the door down with an axe before a human picks up on, you need to get your ass up. You know what I mean? Somebody's breaking into your house and the first instinct says, I heard a noise. You want to wait for another noise? Get the fuck up. Get up and go check. It doesn't hurt to check. I mean, it can hurt, because if it is somebody in your house, what you gonna do? So the whole idea is you gotta be ready. You gotta always be ready. So people say, oh, that's fear-mongering. Well, that's why your ass be getting effed up. Because you're just blind, deaf, and dumb. So at the end of the day, even if that guy wasn't on some, you know, kidnapping, he was definitely up to no good, and he get the hell up out of there. Because he was like, okay, there's too many smart people on this block. The black dude like, yo, what's up? What you want? What you want? You gotta get like that. People will try you. And by then it's too late. You know how many creeps done tried me in New York City? You got flashers on the train, slashers on the train, all kind of weird shit. And these people be in New York City with the fucking, in their cell phone. Back in my time, it was the newspaper and the magazines. Newspapers and magazines while somebody's brutally getting attacked in the corner of a train. I never understood that. Why aren't you aware? Nobody's saying you got to go get yourself hurt and jump in, but at least if you got footage, or if you got maybe what color the person had on, you ask a witness, 5 witnesses saying 5 different colors. Because ain't nobody paying attention. Nobody's taking a mental Rolodex for their own safety. They just hoping and wishing it don't happen to them. It's just ridiculous. Utter ridiculous. If the neighborhoods, if every neighborhood had a neighborhood watch, which means if I see something, I should be able to tell my neighbor, hey, did you see a guy with a gray sweater on? And that neighbor should be able to tell another neighbor, y'all look out for somebody in a gray sweater out here. We shouldn't have to wait for the popo to pull up 30 minutes later and the person already left the scene. 5 dudes can tackle that man and wait for the cops. Hold that motherfucker down until the cops come. This is what it's about. You gotta police yourself. Now I know this is a sensitive topic. There was somebody that was attacked on the train because he was acting violent at first, and then the military guy choked him out and unalived him. I mean, it turned into an extreme situation, but this is stuff that happens every day in New York City. People are on alert, and then when you react, you're the bad guy. Now, I have my own views on that situation. It was very controversial. Unfortunately, that dude unfortunately, the dude is white, so it don't look good for him. But I'm gonna keep my opinions to myself, because everybody always wanna, not everybody, people always want to turn things into a race thing when shit hits the fan, when to me sometimes it don't always be about a race issue. It just be about life and death issues. People on New York are on high alert when people start doing the weird shit. Somebody start flinging boogers on the train and poop on the train. Nobody should have to sit there and deal with that. When they start, you know, acting erratic, what you gonna do? You gonna wait till the person pull out a gat? Like, this is the stuff that happens that we in New York have to deal with on a regular basis. And they wonder why we go from 0 to 100 real quick. Because we're not for the games, we're not for the bullshit. You got too many creeps that get high on that perk and all them drugs that where you don't feel pain. So when you're trying to fight for your life, this dude don't feel what you're doing. He don't feel your punches or your stabs, even if you have a weapon. This dude do not feel no pain. He's high as a kite. This is what we deal with out here. It's a jungle. I will always love my city, but this is the shit that we deal with. And people always want to disrespect New Yorkers and say, oh, y'all talk so hard. Y'all so hard. Y'all so hard. Because New York is a hard-ass city. It's one of the hardest. I know we got B-more and all that. I'm not saying that they not hard. I'm just saying New York is a whole nother beast. You always got to be ready. One slip of the eye, one yawn, and that's your ass. Somebody gonna come and violate you. You know how many times I've been attacked in New York City? About 5 times in my life. And then possible, almost. And out of those 5 times, I will have to say, I was lacking. I wasn't paying attention. So I ain't finna let no punk ass weirdo even attempt to look at my kid. Like, I don't mind serving life in prison when it comes to my kids. Like, that's not even a question. Much more for their father. They better hope that person that did anything to my children don't got no family members. I'm just saying, I'm just built different. The thing is, I'm not afraid. So if I have to do for justice, like a vigilante type shit, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. But a lot of people, they be like, oh, you just worrying about the wrong thing until it happens. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm so sorry to hear that. We don't want to hear sorry. We want to hear preventative measures. What could have been prevented in that situation? Was you alert? Did you get that tingly feeling down your spine? Did you have a thought process like, something seems off? Once something seems off, pay attention to that little voice that tell you, If I gotta say too many times, that means I am lacking. That means I'm second guessing my instinct. Once you feel something, maybe it's time to go another route. Maybe that's your instinct telling you, don't take this route. I don't know why this man keeps staring at me. We are in a freaking car and he's just, God damn, people crazy. About to get some fuel. But yeah, man, that thing had me tight for like a good 2 hours. It was like on my mind, like, why did this happen right when get off at the right exit? Because I'm trying to find this fuel stop. I'm like, why did this have to happen right when it's time for me to get on the road? Like, you know, I'm a very spiritual person. I try to pay attention to signs and stuff. So I was like, God, are you trying to tell me something? But anyways, I'm gonna stop this video so I can go find, I'm gonna make sure I'm not lost, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna talk about something else, a different topic. All right, bye.